Yes, sir. Audible.
Audible. Is it clear for everybody? So shall we start the demo class now? Is it clear? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So we are going to start cloud computing demo class today. Cloud computing. So everybody should know before cloud computing, what exactly the infrastructure is there. That is very important. Before cloud computing. Then step by step, we are going to enter into the cloud computing demo class. Before cloud computing, everything we have to manage physically. Physical data centers we can call as a physical data centers. Just I will show you here only. Then I will explain you.
Sir, one question.
Yeah, tell me.
Uh, uh, is there any prerequisite for this class to start?
No prerequisites. From zero onwards, we are going to start.
Okay, so we don't need to know anything about networking, all those sort of stuff, right?
Everything I am going to show you, I am going to make it learn you in this class only. All things we are going to here only, I will explain.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Each and every point I will explain. First, check the physical data centers. So top data centers here, Control S company. These are the data centers. See, upcoming Amazon data center in Hyderabad. This is I am going to explain one by one. All these, see, every company having their own data centers. Microsoft data center, Oracle data center. Like every company should maintain a data center. So before cloud computing, and now even nowadays also we have data centers, but why we enter into the cloud, I am going to explain. What are the disadvantages in physical data centers? I will explain, then virtualization, then cloud computing. So this is physical data center. In physical data center, for managing each and every application, you need to buy one physical server. For example, one web server I configured, web server 1. So I have to buy one physical server. Top of that, Windows or Linux servers I can install. I can configure one application. Next, I need DNS server. Again, I have to buy another server, DHCP, mail server. See, for each and every application or service or servers, I need to buy physical hardware. Top of that, I need to install the operating system. Top of that, I installed application. So all are physical. See, physical host, operating system, top of that application. Network also physical. Physical switches, physical routers, physical storage, everything you have to manage physically. For example, you can take your laptop or desktop. You bought a laptop that is physical. Top of that, you installed Windows 10, 8, whatever it may be. That is physical only. So now go to your task manager. You can check you invested 35,000 rupees or 40,000 rupees depending upon the model. Now you bought one laptop. You can check in our laptops. Now, how much CPU utilization you are using? 15% only. For example, my processor, CPU means processor. My processor speed is 1.8 gigahertz. But out of that, I am utilizing only 8%, 6%. As of now, so I connected to Zoom meeting. I opened some Gmail account, Google Chrome browser I opened. I opened one PDF. So even my CPU utilization is only 6%. Memory means RAM. I have 8 GB RAM, but only 30% only utilizing. So I invested 40,000 rupees, but worth rupees only below 40%. 60% of the resources are wasting. Wasting the resources are nothing but wasting the money. First point, remember. I invested 40,000, but that much of resources I am not utilizing here. So, waste of the money. This is earlier cloud, before cloud computing. We used that like this only, data centers. Now, see here, every server is individual, physical. See, so approximately 50 servers I bought for doing one project. 50 servers into rupees 50,000, 25 lakhs I invested. Out of 25 lakhs worth rupees only 50%, 12 lakhs 50,000 rupees are wasting. Wasting the resources are nothing but wasting the money. That is the reason the next technology, virtualization, they implemented. Virtualization, virtual infrastructure came after physical infrastructure, virtual. In virtual infrastructure, what happens? I can buy one physical machine. Top of that, I can install one virtualization software layer. We have different virtualization softwares are available in the market. So top of that, I created this much of 6 servers I configured. So basically, physical machine is only one. But top of that, by using this virtualization software, so I can configure 6 servers. See here, whatever my waste resources are there, I shared the resources to these machines. Now I can completely utilizing my resources without wasting the money. Means I no need to buy another 5 servers. All the 5 or 6 servers I can configure on my local physical system only. For example, you can take your laptop example. I am taking my laptop example. This is my physical laptop. Top of that, I installed Windows OS. My resources are wasting. For example, I can take the classes of Linux server administration, Solaris server administration, Windows server administration. For Linux servers, I need 2 servers. Means you can assume 2 laptops I have to buy again. For Windows servers, again 2 servers I have to buy. For Solaris, 2 servers. I have to buy 5 servers, 6 servers. But now I am having only 1 laptop. Top of that, I installed a virtualization layer, VMware workstation software. See, my machine is physical machine only one. But top of this, you can see how many operating systems I installed. See, Red Hat Linux 10 a.m. batch, 11 a.m. batch, 12 p.m. batch, evening 6 p.m. batch, testing server. See, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 storage server. 10 machines I installed here. If there is no virtualization technology, for example, what I have to do? So I must invest the money for buying the 10 servers. So because of virtualization, see this much of money I saved. I no need to buy. So if I want to start this RHL 6 10 a.m. batch server, I can select that machine. I can power on. I am not buying any hardware here. Top of my physical machine only, top of my physical laptop only. By taking the help of virtualization software, I install number of operating systems, not only Linux. So you can create another machine. You can create another machine. You can install Windows. You can install Linux, Novel NetWare, Solaris, VMware, and other servers also. See, so I spent 40,000 rupees, but this much of machines I can utilize. So how it is possible means because of virtualization technology. Top of this virtualization, cloud is implemented. Remember, top of the virtualization, cloud is implemented. So whenever anybody asks you a question, where the cloud is, everybody talking about cloud computing, cloud computing, cloud computing, cloud computing. What is cloud computing? Where it is implemented? So you have to understand first physical environment, after that virtualization environment. On top of the virtualization, cloud is implemented. Through cloud, you are accessing all these machines. Through cloud, ready-made machines. For example, these are ready-made. Just now I powered on, one Linux came. So top of this, cloud is implemented. Now, this is virtual infrastructure. See, you can share your physical resources to multiple machines without paying any single rupee. So this is virtualization. So here virtual storage will come, virtual network will come. So everything will come virtually. But this virtualization where implemented? This is also implemented on physical machine only. Remember the technology. So basically physical machine, physical hardware is required. Top of that virtualization software is required. Top of that you can do as your wish, depending upon the capacity of your hardware. That is the reason I showed you. All data centers, see, all are physical servers. See, physical server racks, these are. Top of that they installed virtualization softwares. Top of that cloud is implemented. Through cloud, we are accessing these resources. That is nothing but a cloud computing. Storage resources, network resources, memory resources, and application resources, databases, everything you are accessing through cloud. That is nothing but a cloud computing, accessing the resources. So if there is no virtualization, there is no cloud. See, just now I explained you this technology. Physical hardware, top of this virtualization layer we have to install. Top of that servers we installed, top of this cloud is there. So private cloud or hybrid cloud or public cloud, whatever it may be. Where cloud fits on? Cloud fits on virtualization. Where virtualization fits? Virtualization fits on bare metal operating system like your hardware, laptop or desktop. We have VMware vSphere hypervisor and Citrix Zen servers, Microsoft Hyper-V. These are the virtualization layer operating systems. Top of that, number of servers you can install, you can configure. Top of that, cloud implemented. Now what we are doing through cloud, we are accessing these resources. But how much resources are you utilizing? That much money only you have to pay. That is cloud computing. You are taking resources for rent. Now coming to the cloud, remember these points. Without a virtualization, no cloud. Through cloud, we are accessing that resources. So cloud computing. Now you can understand what is cloud computing. So top of that cloud computing, just now I explained you, we have to launch the servers. We have to configure the servers, but all are ready-made. Ready-made servers are available. Just you have to launch what server you want to require, that server. Windows you can launch. Linux you can launch. So why cloud computing? Already explained, again I am explaining. So to understand why cloud, you have to understand the existence of data centers before cloud. I showed you. Before cloud, we have a physical servers. So every server has to buy physically, individually. So everything you have to manage and maintain your servers. So you have to manage network physically. You have to monitor your server physically. Everything you have to do physically. So this is what I explained you. Network you have to manage, storage we have to manage, servers means hardware you have to manage, top of that virtualization also you have to manage, operating systems also we have to manage, middleware applications, runtime programming, databases we have to manage. Then the application will develop. Everything managed physically. But nowadays, we are in cloud environment. In cloud environment, nowadays all are online food offering, online shoppings, online reservations, online documentations. This is called digital data. When you need to store huge data, you need more space. Cost plus monitoring plus maintenance, everything managed by the cloud. You have to take rent. You are no need to buy any hardware. You are no need to buy any software. So you are no need to buy any network related devices. Everything managed by cloud. So what you require, you can use, then pay the money. Now, what is cloud computing? Accessing the resources from internet. Simple word. Accessing the resources from internet is called cloud computing. What resources already explained to you? Compute resources means servers, storage, network resources, media services, and databases. So these resources in earlier days, physically, every company, they have to manage, they have to recruit the staff, they have to manage. Now, all these resources through cloud computing, now you can access. You can store your database or applications on remote servers. You can process your data or application from remote servers. Access your resources via internet. Your local system data can move to cloud because in cloud you have unlimited space. This is cloud computing, accessing the resources from internet. Servers you can access, storage you can access, network you can access, everything, database. Simple example I will tell you. You are having Gmail accounts. I am having my Gmail account. Is your Gmail account is located in your computer? Is your Gmail account is located in your mobile? Not located in your mobile. Not located in your laptop. My Gmail account is not in my laptop. My Gmail account is somewhere else. I don't know where my Gmail account. You don't know where your Gmail account. But through internet, you are logged into your Gmail account. You are working with your Gmail. Through internet, I am logging to my Gmail account. I am receiving mails. I am sending mails. Whatever the work I want to do, I can do. But the Gmail account, who is managing? Google. They are managing the physical servers, top of that virtualization, top of that they implemented cloud, top of that they implemented application. That is Gmail servers. So on the Gmail servers, via internet, we created one Gmail account. You created one Gmail account. You are sending mail, you are receiving mails. Once the internet is disconnected from your mobile, once you are disconnected from internet from your laptop, can you access your Gmail? You cannot access. If there is no internet communication, you cannot access your Gmail. I cannot access my Gmail. Nobody can access their accounts. Like last 15 days or 20 days back, Facebook servers are down. What happened? Nobody can access their Facebook accounts entire one night maybe. So they are in remote locations. So for using that, you are paying the money. But public cloud means not paying money for Gmail account. But once our organization is entering into the cloud environment, depending upon the resources, we have to pay the money. For example, earlier days, if there is no smartphones, everybody, when they want to browse the internet, we have to go to the internet centers. So we can take rent for 1 hour or 2 hours for browsing the internet. So we have to pay 20 rupees or 30 rupees depending upon their environment. That premises is not ours. That furniture is not ours. That internet cafe is not ours. But utilizing the resources for 1 hour or 2 hours, you are paying the money. Cloud also same. So for utilizing the servers, for utilizing the storage, for utilizing the network, depending upon your requirement, you can utilize, then pay the money. If you are not utilizing, leave it. If you utilize, pay the money. Next, benefits of cloud computing. If you want any IT resource, you can get immediately. Any resource. What you require, you can get in minutes. No need to buy any hardware and software. They are available ready-made. Already I told you. I opened my VMware workstation. Already some servers are there. Top of that, cloud is there. By using that, I can power on my server. Depending upon your requirement, you can scale up and scale down the resources. Now, this point I will explain you. If you want any IT resource, you can get immediately. Now, I want to get immediately one Linux server. Within minutes, I am not going to buy any hardware and software, but I need one Linux server ready-madely. Now, what you have to do, log into your cloud account. So everybody, we have to create a cloud account. AWS management console account. We have to create 1 year free tier eligible, 1 year free of cost. So 1 year free of cost that account. So log into your AWS management console account. See, immediately I want to get one Linux server. Log into your account. So everybody, we have to create the account for practicing purpose. Give the password to your account. Now I want to get one Linux server. Easy to see. For example purpose, I am going to somewhat fast in classes. Each and every step I have to explain. So immediately within 2 minutes, I want to get my Linux server. I have to log into my Linux server. I want to start work with my Linux server. Launch server. Instance is nothing but server. Linux. Review and launch. Launch instance. See, my server is ready. Less than 1 minute, my server is ready. Just once it is coming to the running state, I can log into my server through my laptop only. Sitting from my laptop, I logged into cloud environment. I launched one server. I started one server. I can log into that server. I can work. Here, instance state coming to the running state. Once it is coming to the running state, you can log in and you can start work with Linux server, like Windows servers, Windows with SQL, Linux with Ansible, Linux with MySQL server. So Linux with databases, whatever it may be, what you require, immediately you can do. So now my Linux server is running state. So I can copy my public IP. So go to your local laptop, open your Putty software, select the IP address of your Linux server. This is step by step we are going to discuss in our classes. Example purpose I am showing you. So now I am going to log into my Linux server. See, server is ready. So now I can do the practice in Linux, whatever I want to do, creating files. These are the Linux commands, creating the user account. Checking the user accounts, whatever it may be, everything. See, like this, you can launch Windows servers. Linux, ready-madely, you can launch the servers. So this is cloud computing. How much resources utilize, that much of money only you have to pay. So after your work is completed every day, you have to terminate it. Then tomorrow again, when I am going to practice, I can log in it. So like that, what you want to require, you can get immediately. That is nothing but a cloud computing with softwares. With softwares, no need to configure. Already by predefined configuration servers available. Just you have to launch them, start, you can work with your servers. Now, service models, what they are providing: infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, software as a service. So infrastructure as a service, different service models are there. So you created one application, but you only the person manage that application. But you need some infrastructure. Then the cloud people will give the rent for you. Basic resources like network, storage, and hardware they will provide. So top of that, so terminating means if you are not terminated, your free tier account hours will be count. 750 hours free tier. If you are not terminating, hours will be count. They will not be charged up to 1 year. Every month 750 hours you can use your instances. But if you are not terminating, the hours will be count. How many hours onwards you are using your server? That is the reason I terminated, because I am going to take daily 8 or 9 classes. Because if I put the servers like that, they are going to charge bill. That the reason I am terminating. For individual, if you are practicing, no need to terminate. Just shut down them. So next, platform as a service. In this model, the cloud people provide a platform as a service. You have a code, you developed one code, you want to deploy it. So you need some platform. Platform means like Linux platform or Windows platform. So cloud vendor will provide the platform for you. Just you can deploy your code, you can manage your code. Software as a service. So cloud provider leases applications or software which are owned by them as your requirements. I don't want to manage anything. You manage, I will pay the money. Everything you will manage. For example, I am going to start one business like share marketing application or departmental store, whatever it may be. Some business I am going to start. I need some applications. For that, I know I don't want to buy servers. I don't want to manage each and everything developers. What I can do, I can contact cloud people. So this is my type of business. I need this type of application, this type of software. You have to make it, develop it. Just I have to use that software. So how much resources I utilize per month, I will pay the money. So everything managed by cloud. So just you have to pay the money. So infrastructure as a service, infrastructure you can take rent. Platform as a service, up to platform you can take rent. Software as a service completely managed by them. Just you have to pay the rent. That is software as a service. So this is on premises. First initial I explained you. Everything managed by us, blue color. Networking, storage, servers, virtualization, operating system, everything. Infrastructure as a service. Just now I explained you. Networking they have to manage. Storage they have to manage. Servers means remember hardware. Servers means don't assume that Windows server, Linux server. Servers means hardware. In technical real-time scenarios, we can call it server. Server, Dell hardware, like different hardwares. That is nothing but servers. So operating system, middleware, runtime, databases, everything you have to manage. Everything you have to manage. That is infrastructure as a service, platform as a service. Up to runtime, they will manage. Only database and application optimization you have to manage. Software as a service, everything managed by them. Just you have to pay the rent. This is depending upon our organization requirement, what they decided, infrastructure as a service, or platform as a service, or software as a service. So depending upon that, we are going to work. Next to deployment models. These are the service models, deployment models. Deployment models, we have public cloud. See, everybody can access. What is public cloud? A public cloud is a type of computing in which a service provider makes resources available to the public via the internet. Some public cloud providers offer resources for free. Gmail account, for example, Gmail, free of cost, you are not paying any money. While clients pay for other resources by subscription or a pay-per usage model. For example, we are having everybody Gmail account, free of cost we are utilizing. You are not paying single rupee for utilizing these Gmail resources. But every account, when once you created, they will provide some space to us. This is public cloud only. But every account, 15 GB of the storage they are providing free of cost. Remember, 15 GB. This is free of cost only. No need to pay any money. Up to 15 GB of the data you can keep in your Gmails, or you can upload your data into Google Drive. But when you want to get more space, then you can buy the storage. Go to Google Drive, buy storage. See, 15 GB is free of cost. Then you can buy the 100 GB of the space. Per month you have to pay 130 rupees. 200 GB space you have to buy. Per month you have to pay 210 rupees. So if you pay at a time, you can get 17% discount. So as your wish, if you want to require 100 GB, you can buy. If you want to require 200 GB, you can buy the space. But 15 GB free of cost. That is the point they are explaining here. So some public clouds, they are providing the services with free of cost only. But some cloud providers offers resources for free, while clients pay for other resources by subscription pay-per usage model. So 15 GB free of cost you can utilize. If you want to cross that limit, then you can go for pay-per usage model. Next, private cloud. So the private cloud is defined as a computing services offered either over the internet or a private internal network, and only to selected users instead of the general public. So private clouds requires the same staffing, management, and maintenance expenses as a traditional data center. This is also simple example I will explain you. For example, go to web browser, open the website www.infosys.com. This is public cloud. Remember, this is public cloud. Public cloud means you can access, I can access this website here, careers, investors, so anything. So you can read, I can read. So apply for job, recruitment, fraud alerts, everything. Go to infosys.com. You can read about infosys.com. What are the programs they are doing? What is the company information? So what are the careers we can in Infosys? What are the supporting teams? So whatever it may be, everybody can access this one. But Infosys company, they are having their own internal servers. So I am an Infosys employee, for example. So I can only access my Infosys server. What I am going to do work. Maybe I am a developer. Maybe I am a system administrator. Maybe I am a network administrator. Whatever it may be. So I am only for the access for that internal servers. Work from home. Generally nowadays, everybody doing work from home. So how they are connecting their servers? They are the private staff. They have their own credentials. So you cannot access, I cannot access. So we can access these public servers. But private cloud, they have to manage their own staff. And they have to manage their traditional data ownership management, they have to do. So this is private cloud. Now, remember the point. Infosys managing private cloud servers and Infosys having public cloud servers. This private cloud servers and public cloud servers both are Infosys servers only. But these private cloud servers and public cloud servers should be communicate. See, because backend they are going to develop their website. After developing that, they have to host to public people. Every day they are going to add new features, new things. Every day up to date. Their public servers are in be up to date. But who are doing up to date? Backend they are having private servers. They are doing the work on the private servers. So from there, once the work is completed, if it is successfully completed, they will host to public. So private cloud servers and public cloud servers should be communicate. How they will communicate? Hybrid cloud. See here, private cloud servers and public cloud servers should be communicate internally. So hybrid cloud. What is hybrid cloud? Hybrid cloud is a solution that combines a private cloud with one or more public cloud services with a proprietary software. For that, they have maintained their own softwares, enabling the communication between each distinct services, means private server services, public server services. Hybrid cloud services are powerful because they give businesses greater control over their private data. So my private data is very confidential. What is going on internally, my Infosys people, they don't tell outside people. They have their internal projects, critical projects they are going to be maintained. Outside people, they cannot expose, they cannot get that information. But public cloud servers, what are they? That servers you can access, I can access. So full control over the private data. So who are having that? Infosys having, Tech Mahindra having. So every company has maintained the confidential servers and some are public servers. So both servers should be communicate. How you are not going to communicate, I am not going to communicate. They have their own softwares. They have to manage internally. They can make it communication between their public and private cloud services. That is nothing but hybrid cloud. These are the cloud models. Hybrid cloud, combination of both public and private. Public cloud offered third-party providers available to anyone over the public. Private cloud people, internal management, selected users over the internet, work from home. Through internet also log in your server. Or internally they have their own VPN servers, virtual private network servers. Through that dial-up connections also you can log into your servers. So both combining these service models, infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, and software as a service, and deployment models, public, private, and hybrid cloud. So combination of these two is nothing but a cloud computing. Deployment model plus service models, combination of this, nothing but a cloud computing. So we are going to learn all the topics which are required for this cloud computing. Now, who are providing cloud services? Means cloud providers, AWS. 2006 it is established. It is a very popular and experienced in cloud. So many companies, they are using these services. AWS's servers capacity is about 6 times larger than the next 12 competitors. Huge server capacities they have. That much of hardware capacity servers already they built. 6 times larger than. That much of resources are available on AWS cloud than the next 12 competitors. Netflix, everybody knows, world largest media company, all their servers, network storage, everything, they deployed on AWS cloud. Expedia, world's most traveling booking company, they are having also their servers. These are two examples where so many organizations are there. They are implemented their servers on AWS cloud. And the next place goes to Microsoft Azure. 2010 they introduced. It is occupied by the next place after AWS. It is also a fast growing cloud provider after AWS. Next, GCP, Google Cloud Platform. 2008 they established, but they are not much concentrated. Now they are concentrating on the introducing more services. Followed by DigitalOcean, IBM Cloud, Terramark. So number of clouds are there. But the most popular clouds are AWS, Azure, and Google Cloud Platform. But once you learn any one of the cloud, you can easily work on other clouds, because whatever the theoretical part so far I explained for every cloud computing, that is common for any cloud computing. If it is a Azure demo, if it is a Google Cloud Platform demo, if it is a AWS demo, so we are not going to discuss about AWS demo, Google Platform demo, Azure demo. First demo cloud computing. That is main point. Cloud computing, after understanding about the cloud computing, what is cloud computing, what are the service models, what are the deployment models, then you can decide which course we are going to learn, AWS cloud or Azure cloud or GCP cloud. But once you learn any one of the cloud, you can easily work on other clouds, because already I told you, concept is same. Service models, deployment models, theoretical part is same, but the technical words will be different. Here in AWS, we can launch the server. We are calling as a instance. In Azure, we are calling as a VM. In Google Cloud Platform also, we are calling as a VM. So VM or instance, both are same. Both are servers only, either Linux server or Windows server. So this is the demo class on cloud computing today. Tomorrow, who are eligible to learn this course? Somebody asked me a question. That is, I will explain. So if you don't know anything about cloud also, we can start from the particular point of the time. So I don't know about anything, so I can start with cloud. That is not a problem. So is there any other questions you can ask me? So AWS training prerequisites I will explain tomorrow, and what are AWS system requirements, and what are the contents we are going to discuss in AWS. So tomorrow I am going to discuss, then you can easily understand what we are going to learn. Here in this training, you are going to have the knowledge on completely server environment knowledge you are going to get, storage environment knowledge you are going to get, and different storage classes also we are going to learn, and the complete administration level we are going to discuss. That is just now I explained you private cloud and public clouds. So that private subnet, public subnets, we are going to learn everything. So brief introduction about each and every chapter which we are going to discuss in our classes, we are going to discuss tomorrow's class. So if you have any doubts, please ask me, anybody.
Hello, can I ask?
Yeah, ask me. This is Arun.
Yes.
Arun, tell me, Arun.
Yeah, sir. This course is related to the solution architect or a DevOps or a cloud practitioner.
Solutions architect.
Solution architects associate, no?
Architect associate. Yes.
Yeah, okay. And what is the duration of this
Okay.
course?
30 to 35 days total.
And you are taking daily basis or only
Monday
Saturday?
to Friday. Monday to Friday.
And you are providing recordings or not?
See, once who joined the AWS course, first immediately I will send all my previous class videos, all videos, recorded videos, and every day what we are discussing in our class, regular videos, that records also you can get. And whatever I am going to explain each and every point step by step, that notes I will send. And complete PPTs, what I am going to explain theoretical part, that PPTs also I will send. And that real-time interview questions and answers, all this will come from my side. Everyday recordings will come from the Durga Soft side.
Yeah, means you are sharing previous recording and also current recordings.
Current recordings they will send every day, every 2 days, 1 day.
And whatever we are means teaching the material same.
Same.
Yeah. And you are covering practicals also.
Yeah, without a practical, why we are going to learn the course? Practical is important than theory.
Yeah, because I ask because I have somewhere this is paid service. That's why I'm asking to you.
Paid services means not all. That every class I will show you. So up to up to 1 year, you have a free tier account is there. Some limitations. So all configurations we are going to do practically only. But within 1 hour after completing your practice, which are the paid services are there. So you have to delete them. Just now I terminated one instance because of hours will be count. Because I am going to take so many classes every day. For every month, 750 hours, you can use one server up to 1 year. That is free of cost.
Yeah. This course is enough now for solution architect associate exam.
This is enough.
Yeah, which is organized by AWS.
Yes, this is enough.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there any other questions from anybody?
Hi, sir. What is the time frame? It's 8 to 10 or 8 to 9?
8 to 9, 1 hour daily.
1 hour. Okay. And
8 to 9.
actually, yeah, I'm just saying about myself. I'm from networking side. That means I'm managing Cisco routers and switches, on-premise network engineer.
Okay.
So I think this solution architect is that. I mean, I'm just asking, is this the correct track for me or not?
See, 100% this is a correct track. Who are having experience, even I am telling, for example, if you are a Java programmers are there, Python programmers are there.
Side. I don't have any coding knowledge.
If you are a network person, if you are a system administrator, so whoever it may be, so you should have the knowledge on this cloud environment. 100%.
Yeah, I just want to migrate to cloud side. So I have already 5 years experience in the Cisco routers and switches.
That is the reason I'm
on-premise implementations also. Taking care of the Cisco sites and all.
Yeah, that is the reason I'm telling. So who are having already experience or who don't have experience also, freshers also, everybody should learn this course because we are moving into the cloud environment.
Yeah, I hear there are many, separate tracks, right?
Yes.
Like DevOps and something else. Yeah. See, the solution architect is completely on the infrastructure wise, right? Or
Yes, infrastructure, even DevOps tools, whatever developers are, they are going to implement on cloud only. This
Yes.
only. If they don't have this knowledge, they can't do anything in the cloud.
Okay.
Hmm.
Okay.
Is there any other questions?
Sir,
We-
related to Terraform, is there any topic related to Terraform?
Yeah, is there? That is cloud formation concept is there here,
Okay.
like Terraform, infrastructure as a code. Cloud formation is there. Okay.
Okay, sir.
So tomorrow I will explain about each and every topic which we are going to learn in cloud computing solutions architect course. Then you can easily understand what we are going to learn. So what knowledge you are going to get there. So everything you can easily understand tomorrow, each and everything, because so launching servers will come here, storages will come, network will come, router concepts will come. Router concepts means so physical routers used. So virtual router here we can use subnet, private subnet, public subnets, private routing table, public routing table, internet gateways. Everything are ready-made NAT servers. But how to set up them, how to use them, we are going to learn the course. Is there any other questions?
Hello,
Yeah, tell me.
No, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
sir. What about the certification?
Certification. You are going to write AWS Solutions Architect Associate certification. Are you interested about that one or training certificate?
After this, will I able to get a pen?
See, if you want to get a job in India, certification is not required. So if you want to go to abroad, first you do certification, next learn the course. Understand? For India wise, certification is not much required. But when you are going to abroad, first certification is required. Knowledge is next. India knowledge is first. Certification is next. Understand?
Thank you.
Is any other doubt? Tomorrow, same time, same link. We have to continue the class. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.